lattice hello. Friendos, welcome back. Hey, Eben and Chloe and Rhino and Omega and Chloe, oh my goodness, thank you so much for 8 months. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for the follow to Arvin3XL. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I think today might be a little bit shorter than normal. I am so tired and I don't know why. And my whole back is just, my whole back's not happy. So it might be, I'm thinking I'm gonna do one more, episode is the word, one episode, and then I'll kind of reassess and see how I feel. Although I have to show you guys, I got my stickers today. These are not the stickers that we're going to be putting up on the merch store. These are separate, but these are, a friend of mine is a tattoo artist and she helped me with a design. So these are going to be, oh, you can't tell, all the black parts are supposed to be green, but my chroma key is fucking with them. But we got some three-eyed cats that are going to help me with some merch packaging. I don't even know. I had so much, I don't know, I had an anxiety attack yesterday. It's been a hot second since I've had an anxiety attack, and I just was really bad day yesterday. And then today was a little better, but you know, Fridays I go see Gramps. And seeing Gramps is wonderful, huh? Oh, I'm sorry. We'll have to see. Does it look the same? I don't know where your third eye is. You gotta align your chakras, Mr. Zeno. You're so pretty. You're so sheddy. You're disgusting. Please don't bathe yourself more because then you just have hairballs all over the floor. I did see that, Rhino. I love it. Oh, he does not want to be here with us. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Well, it's always good to see Gramps, but I am tired. I am just tired. So we'll see how today goes. Oh, that sucks. Video game. I have found the video game. I'm sad because I ordered those from Sticker Mule, and I didn't order enough money for them to give me free hot sauce, and I'm very disappointed. I mean, I just could have ordered more product and then been eligible for the free hot sauce, but I'm a poor person, so here we are. Yeah! Yeah, oh my god, Slimo is doing my other design. That was the one that will be up on the merch store when we get around to merchanting. Let's see. I liked the idea of multiple artists doing a take on the same concept. Partially because my brain is dead and I don't think I can have new concepts. I think I've used them all right now. But I think I really like that kind of thing. You know, I like picking my favorite out of a lineup. I love the Blep. The Blep is adorable. I love Slimo stuff. I'm so excited. We're also gonna have a, hesitant to say too much because I am so bad at keeping things a surprise. I gotta run my mouth before anything comes out, and then nothing is ever a surprise because I don't shut up. But we're gonna have some new offline art too, which is gonna be great. Since I'm still Alidus K on the old stuff, which I love. I love it so much. I'll have to bug Clark and see if Clark can make me something that I can change things up with. Hey, Proto? Yeah, too many brain hands. That is the fucking truth. Well, I feel like you guys have a relatively short attention span sometimes. Maybe I could tell you now and you'll forget by the time we get around to it. I'm working on it, Rhino. That's a lie. I'm not working on it at all right now. You get nothing. I have nothing with which to think. Click. Okay, so previously, Wakefield and Kaufman followed the only clue they had on DeWitt's location, the recipient of Anthony's disturbing letter, Alexander Dupree. Wakefield visited East Hill Asylum to gather some information on Dupree's past. That's true, you do clip things with horrifying speed. Wakefield discovered that Dupree was the leader of a secret society known as the Playwright. He learned that they practiced rituals with the goal of peering through the veil, the line that separates the common world from an outer void full of horrors. I just had them. I was gonna hold up the sticker roll and be like, these horrors. What did I just do with it? Oh, it's right here. These horrors. Cosmic horrors. So tired. One of East Hill's patients turned out to be a member of the Playwright, but she escaped the asylum. Wakefield and Kaufman followed her to her hideout, a cabin in the mountains, where suddenly a big flock of birds appeared. Shit. There we go. I must forget nothing. Good luck! We just went over this. Okay. Is this a horn or an ant colony? Everything must be set. Oh, are we gonna hang ourselves again? I'd rather not. When the time comes... Hey, Fernap, welcome. And I am visited again. Are we creating a cave-in? Oh, it was dynamite! That was unclear. There weren't enough pixels. Ugh, I don't have a back pillow anymore. For a moment, the sky was dark. We heard the calls of 1,000 birds, but another sound rose above them. A sound I cannot describe. What? What just happened in here? Where's Miss Cone? We're too late. The windows are covered with wooden planks. It looks as if she were trying to keep someone from entering. Or something from getting out. You shouldn't go into the circle. I'm just saying, if there's a circle, you shouldn't go into it. Didn't you watch Supernatural? I don't know. It's ashes. Chalk, a circle drawn hastily on the floor. She thought it could prevent what she knew was about to happen, but she was wrong. Oh, neat, Rhino. I do not know what to make of all this. I do. Okay. All right. Okay. Are you all right, Kaufman? Oh, it's nothing, mein friend. Just a bit of a cold. I think we should talk. In light of the events we have recently witnessed, the matter cannot be delayed any further. You must make an important decision. It's not yet too late to go back to our daily lives. If you do not want to continue, you must forget all about your patient, Jeremiah DeWitt. You will have to keep to yourself everything you've learned about the mystery of his disappearance and never talk about it again. But should you wish to continue the search, you'll need to accept the consequences, whatever they may be. Please do not take this decision lightly. The path ahead is not without peril. You know my answer already, Kaufman. I must know what happened to DeWitt. So be it then. As you may have already realized, this matter involving your patient transcends the limits of psychiatry as we know it. We're not dealing with the effects of trauma or the demons of the subconscious, at least not in the terms that we're used to. We're dealing with something old, something dark. A sinister truth that has been buried deep for generations. This man, Alexander Dupree, and his organization, I think they seek to uncover those secrets, and I fear they might have already. Lol. Yeah, the Cough Man. This is, what's that game? Death Stranding. Miss Cohn's fate, whatever it was, must be related somehow, but my knowledge of this area is simply not sufficient. We must pay a visit to an old friend, someone I never thought I would want to see again. The man who introduced me to the extended scientific field of the occult. My mentor, Professor Adam Wright. My dearest visitor. Oh, this looks like mold. I know it's a city, but it looks like mold. Wright Manor. I really don't want there to be two of them. I like that. I like being alone. I doubt he's away at this time of day. Perhaps he cannot hear us from the front. Let's try the back door. Giggity. Mrs. Oakwood. She's the manor's housekeeper. Yes, who is it? Good morning, Mrs. Oakwood. Don't you remember me? Why, Dr. Kaufman, bless my soul, it's been so long, I hardly recognize you. How nice to see you again. Allow me to introduce my colleague, Dr. John Wakefield. Is the professor at home? We'd like to see him. Oh, why, yes, doctor, of course. I'm quite forgetting myself. Let me take you to him. It's really good of you to come. He receives so few visitors these days on account of his condition. His condition? Oh, sir, I'm right sorry. I thought you knew. The professor, he suffers from an ailment affecting his brain. He's now entirely confined to his bed. Professor Wright, you have visitors. One of them is your old friend. Look, do you recognize him? It's Johann, Professor, your old pupil. I reckon he does remember you, Johann. It's been a long time since I've seen him so excited. I'll leave you two to talk to the professor. It may be difficult to keep him on one subject for too long, but it does him such a world of good to speak with old friends. Should you need my assistance, I'll be in the backyard. Professor? Uncle James, you're back! Well, it's I, Professor Kaufman, Professor Johann Kaufman. Where is father? Where has he been taken? Well, he suffers from some kind of memory loss. Yes, I'm afraid he'll not tell me much in this state. If we could but stimulate his memories. Maybe then he could tell us of his research. Something to unravel the mysteries of the playwright. Perhaps. We have a few other options in any case. Let us try. Alright, I'm sorry. Can't do it without the back pillow. Let me grab a blanket. Alright. Grandma Alidus is old, and all of her bones ache. Stimulate this old man. Why don't you explore the manor? There may be some object we can use to jog the professor's memory. Meanwhile, I will try and talk to him about the time we researched together. That could also help him remember. Professor Wright's gaze remains fixed on the window as though he were waiting for someone. Professor Wright? Father, why must you spend so much time away? Father? Yeah, exactly. We'll just smush it right up against his face. The snow is falling outside, slow and silent. A large wardrobe of engraved wood. A lamp provides a soft... Oh, I hate this tea. A lamp provides a soft glow that somehow lacks warmth. You need to get a warmer light bulb in there. A painting of the ocean at the end of the afternoon. There's a figure in black on the beach, but its face is shrouded by a hood. All I can think of, I know that you guys, there is almost no chance that you guys will understand this reference, but, so Tim Curry put out records. He had a music career. Not all of it is great, but I enjoy it. And there's one song called I Do the Rock. I highly recommend. It's new age. It's like, you know, or not new age, new wave. It's like 70s new wave. And it's kind of one of those talking songs, like, I don't want to say like We Didn't Start the Fire, because Billy Joel ripped off a lot of people on that score, but you know, something similar like that. And at the end, there's just this repeated line of Tim Curry going, stimulating, stimulating. And it's just, it's amazing. I highly recommend it. He is a treasure. An engraving on paper. The script is from a language unknown to me. It's locked. The sign on the door reads attic. I also label my doors in my home. An oil painting. It shows an obscure medieval scene. An old stone tower is depicted in the painting. Thorned vines have slithered across the entrance, forming a swarming blockade that almost seems to come alive when stared at. For too long. A gilded pipe. It runs from the floor to the ceiling. Though I see myself in the mirror, the reflection is strangely distorted. A common radiator. A large porcelain tub, its hefty weight supported on 4 blackened iron feet. A thin ring of damp residue around its interior suggests recent use. What? What? You think just because you're famous now means that you can get away with whatever you want? Yes. It won't open. Man, some days I'm just... It's not that I don't want to stream, but sometimes some days I'm worried about streaming, like, I don't feel like I'm in the right headspace to do it. Maybe today's gonna be bad. Maybe I'm not gonna, you know, it's gonna be a long slog for however many hours that I want to sit here and put into it. But then I sit down and I start streaming and I start hanging out with you guys and I just feel better. An enormous painting showing a torrential river and the waves splashing on the banks. In the background, I can see an old church, apparently abandoned. A porcelain jar containing some dried branches. A portrait of Professor Wright. His appearance was quite different back then, an imposing, inquisitive figure. An antique ceiling lamp. Hype More, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Ministry of Silly Walkthroughs, new friend. I gotta say, I like these environments in the house the best, or in the houses the best. A gilded pipe. It runs from the room at the end of the corridor to the room upstairs. A sea landscape. A sea landscape? Awesome. Oh, I love that word of mouth. I do cross stitch. I also play games. A cast iron wood stove. A gilded pipe. A bread oven. Various ingredients. Okay, I'm lost already. Glass jars filled with spices and pickled food. FNM? What's that? No worries, Hypemore. Well, thank you for stopping in. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Oh, Friday Night Magic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't even know what day it is. Friday, clearly. That's what day it is. May I ask you something, Mrs. Oakwood? Oh, of course, Doctor. How did the professor become afflicted? Well, the ailment runs in his family. Mr. Wright suffers from it, as did his father and grandmother before him. It's truly a terrible thing. And to think all these years Mr. Wright knew what would become of him. May God have pity on his poor soul. This ailment that runs in the Professor Wright's family, do you know what his symptoms are? Well, I can't speak those very long words physicians use, but I can tell you what I see in him. Professor Wright hardly remembers a thing from the last 40 years. It's like he's a child again. With God's mercy, it has now gone so far that it torments him no longer. I'll leave you to your hole digging. Thank you for your help. So colorful hairballs. Yeah, you're the worst. Well, I don't know. It's kind of starting to fade out, so maybe maybe the hairballs will not be quite so colorful. Don't. A thick layer of ice covers the pool of water. This oak tree looks ancient, probably older than the manor itself. Ugh. The queen has removed her mask. There's an empty hole where her face should be. The statue portrays a clergyman hiding his face behind a mask. When the four remove their masks of lies, the path to the grave will be cleared. The sage has removed his mask. There's an empty hole where his face should be. The statue portrays a peasant woman with her face hidden behind a mask. A stiff tree almost seems like a statue itself. A central statue portrays a cloaked figure holding a clay vessel. The vessel has a small hole in it, just large enough to see a metal object hidden inside. I can't touch it. I can't try to grab it. Looks like I cannot. Okay. Sounds good, Hypemore. I will do so, I promise. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. Need all the luck I can get. There's a strange ornament on the wall. I think I can move it. You know, why? A fierce lion damaged by the harsh weather of the coast. Its head is missing. Man, we can just go wherever the hell we want, can't we? Can I just leave? Blom, oh my goodness, thank you so much for 14 months! Definitely, you know, something when God closes a door, sometimes he opens a window. I don't know. But we have an extra last door. A new one. It's the lastest door. Oh, we can't go in this one. Sorry, I'm not the best at jokes today. I was trying so hard and I just struggled so badly. Alright, I guess let's go back inside. The last Windows update. We can dream. Did we go in here? No. Alright, how do I get around in here? Is this the front door? It should be. Professor Wright has an eclectic collection, from old adventure novels to treatises on the occult the occult sinuses. Some of these titles, I believe, have been forbidden by the Crown. Cool. A tin soldier. It looks to have been painted by hand. It commemorates some military campaign that I've not heard of. Can I take it? Could it hold some special significance to Professor Wright? Perhaps it'll help stimulate his memories. A painting of the cliffs of this region. The fire burns fiercely, rendering the air thick and heavy in the room. A globe. The surface is extraordinarily detailed. Judging by the strange shape of the continents, this must derive from a fictional work or some prehistoric era. Can I move them? I can't, like, drag them. Well, I don't know the answer to that yet. Zeno? It's locked. I can hear the racket of many birds on the other side. Hey, Walker. Is this the front door? Yes. Do you recognize this, Professor Wright? Sergeant Downing was sent to the front. The man that returned was not Sergeant Downing. My dearest visitor. He'll know where to look. Oh, what a time we will have. Your visitor? What do you mean, Professor? He will have seen the map, and he will know the Book of Travels. The Book of Travels? Oh, yes, he'll work it out, but it must not be too easy, but he will find the prize, I'm sure. Prize? What on earth is he talking about, Kaufman? Something concealed, something precious. In his addled state, could he have hidden away parts of his research? He was always a proud man. He would not easily have forgotten his most groundbreaking work. A sense of its grave importance at least would have remained. In his confusion, perhaps he's holed it away somewhere for his dearest visitor of his to find. Why don't you explore the manor? Perhaps something will relate to those latest ramblings. Meanwhile, I'll continue my endeavors to revive his memory through conversation. It feels like that globe is the next question. There's a large volume here, quite worn. It's an illustrated edition of the Travels of Marco Polo. Perhaps this is the book of travels that Professor Wright mentioned? There's a mark here on one of the pages. We began our journey by crossing the unforgiving desert, always facing the setting sun. Should write this down, probably. Ow. At last, we arrived at the merciful sight of the great ocean. We followed the coast north in dear hope of reaching home soon. Okay, so desert. Facing the setting sun, west. At the ocean. Coast north. It was not to be. The king of the land we traversed had declared war on the great Khan, so we were forced to return as we had come. We never set foot in that bloody land again. We knew there was a port just a few miles south where we could find a boat. South? Our sea voyage was short, as our sails billowed with the powerful southern winds. We reached the most eastern cape and landed there, our backs to the sea. We marched forth and soon reached home. Oh boy. Hey, Samuel. Oh, fuck. Alright. Started in the desert. North. Or west. Coast. Ah, okay, so we began our journey crossing the unforgiving desert, always facing the setting sun. At last we arrive at the merciful sight of the great ocean. We followed the coast north in dear hope of reaching home soon. King of the land we traversed had declared war on the great Khan, so we were forced to return as we had come, so I guess we'll have to go back. We never set foot in that bloody land again. Just a few miles south. Okay. Oops. That wasn't it. Yeah, got it. It seems I've triggered a hidden mechanism. A small compartment has opened in the globe. There's a sealed letter inside. It's simply addressed to my dearest visitor. Kaufman needs to see this before it's opened. Just an empty compartment. Its sides and base are covered in black velvet. $10 says he's dead. Ah. Kaufman, look, I found an envelope. It was hidden inside the globe that a strange mechanism opened. To my dearest visitor. Let's see what's inside. Exactly. This is another part of an intricate riddle. But to what purpose? To conceal something, perhaps? Or just the last acts of a confused and drowning mind? I'm increasingly of the opinion that this is some mental construct, some riddle conjured up by the professor's failing mind. He may not even have understood what he hid. Those seeking wisdom must first know their own foolishness, reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal what the cold eye of logic sees not. Probably in the bathroom, and we'll have to turn on the heat first. Who would that visitor be? Oh, this is unknown to me, friend. There's only one way to answer that question. If we can find the answer to the professor's riddle, perhaps we'll be able to solve the mystery. Reflect on yourself, said the riddle, and the cold eye of logic sees not. Could there be something here, hidden somehow? How do I turn on the hot stuff? Hmm. May I ask you something, Mrs. Oakwood? Do you know, is the professor fond of puzzles or riddles? Oh, indeed, yes. He's long been an enthusiast of every mind game that you can imagine. In better days, he would host parties every other month. Themed soirees, he called them. Oh, those were the good times. Seems so long ago now. Hmm. Oh, there's a matchbox. Are we just gonna light the mirror on fire? Is that all we're doing? Hey, lady! Okay, that's too direct. A cast iron wood stove. Hmm. I should probably start trying all of the things in one room before I meander into the next room. Oh, I can't actually pick it up. Oh, it's filled with cold water. What? Okay. Reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal knowledge that the cold eye of logic sees not. Condensation from the teapot's steam has revealed a hidden message. I'll add this clue to the letter. Knowing yourself, you may look upon your master, meet his imposing gaze, and seek to understand what lies beneath. Thereby learn the question, if not the final answer. I think that's outside. I would assume that that's the thing outside. Because he's certainly not going to know my master. I can't manipulate them at all. Hmm. I know. Hard. I know. Ah, look upon your master, meet not only his imposing gaze, but seek to understand what lies beneath. As I suspected, there's a small key taped to the back of the picture frame and a note. I'll add this clue to the letter. The question is the world from the peak of man's tallest tower. The question is the world from the peak of man's tallest tower. The answer yearns up to it from the root of life and time itself. Is it the attic? A shelf covered in old ornaments, pieces of metalwork, and pipes of strange shapes. Some kind of round mechanism. An unusual electrical device. I'm unfamiliar with its function, but I can tell that there's a piece of equipment missing. The sage has removed his mask. The answer yearns up to it from the very root of life and time itself. I should check if there's something hidden near the tree. Queen is off, sage is off. Clergyman is on. Peasant woman is on. So should it be the two? The clergyman and the... Okay. Hey, Gremlin, I don't know, maybe. It seems like the same pixel density, at least in the people? I don't know, maybe. I guess I've been kind of so engrossed in the story I haven't even really even thought about the graphics, which is kind of weird to think about. Do you have anything new to say? Nope, just kidding. It looks as though something has been concealed beneath the thick roots. Another note and a key bound together. Is it a truth? It is a truth our ancestors knew and with stone silence came to unknow. Okay, so his is back on now. The bird room, a room full of birds. Inside this cage, there's a bird with a black head and an orange breast. The sign reads, Perhula, Perhula. A truth that our ancestors knew and through stone silence came to unknow. There's a small compartment and the base of the bust. Inside this, a note. That only by entering the gnashing jaws of primal horror. Primal horror? The bust of the Greek philosopher Anaxagoras. Inside the cage, there's a crow with black and gray feathers. The sign reads Corvus Cornix. A curious bird with long legs. The sign on the cage reads Porphyrio Eleni. There's a bird with a pale brown breast inside the cage. The sign reads Leucemia Megarhinchos. I'm a mega hincho. What? Listen. An embroidered cloth covers this cage. On it is written, if the birds are silent. The phrase trails off. A bird with red feathers on its head and breast. Erythicus rubecula. The bird inside has a gray breast and brown wings. Passer domesticus. The bird is black with a yellow beak. The sign on its cage reads Turdus marula. Mood. Inside the cage, there's a small bird with black and white wings and a feathered crest. The sign reads Upopa epopes. The bird inside grows suddenly quiet. Do I have to find cloths for all of them, or...? This isn't how birds work. Shit, I should have taken some chicken out for dinner and I didn't. Shoot. Okay. The gnashing jaws of primal horror. There's something hidden in the lion's mouth. A lever. I think it's triggered some mechanism inside the manor. There's also a note in here. Will you at last know truth? I do not have a hammer. I cannot do a bird murder like this. Dino, behave. Hey, Drezar, it's going alright. How about yourself? It did say inside the manor. So, I think I'm just gonna retouch everything in here. Oh dear. Oh, a secret passage has opened at the end of the corridor. Like they do. This looks like Professor Wright's archive. I should bring Kaufman here at once. No, I want to look at it first. Curse you! Experiments, 1885. Let's see. Have a look at this. Be careful, there's a small key inside the folder. 1st August 1885, results at last. After many months of tedious observation, something has finally come from the other side. I heard the sound of footsteps exploring the proximity of the stone archway. This would seem to verify my hypothesis. Absolute horror is the key that we seek. 20th September 1885. Now that they've proven themselves useful, I've installed 2 new devices in the outer tunnels. I dare not go deeper. I've not heard it again, but I know the thing must still be down there in the dark. 12th November 1885. Containment in the underground tunnel has been breached. Redacted gone. 15th December 1885. I have no choice but to abort the experiment. It can no longer be controlled. There's but one thing left to do. I will seal the tunnel and hope that nothing happens, and hope that the abomination remains forever entombed within. What is this supposed to be? What seems to be a log that the professor kept during one of his experiments almost 7 years ago. It's noteworthy that one of the entries has been redacted. But what's written in there? It cannot be true. It must be some sort of hallucination. A sign of Professor Wright's illness, maybe. Perhaps, though we should not jump to conclusions. We can conclude that the professor had another working place underground. Perhaps that key opens the basement door. There could be a route through to this underground tunnel. Meanwhile, I'll keep looking through these documents. There must be something more than that folder among this mess. Alright, I'm so sorry, guys. I have to take a piece of chicken out of the freezer, or else we're not going to eat dinner tonight. So I will give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. Food. Piles of papers of all kinds, discarded notes, letters, and receipts all mixed up. Many folders, they have no distinctive tag on them. Some shredded paper, it appears to have been notes. A long series of folders with dates on them in complete disarray. I don't trust Kaufman. A set of framed silhouettes. Under each is an inscribed plaque. Mr. Strachan was a well-positioned man. He fell madly in love with the younger daughter of the Bartleys, and so he proposed to her. Young Agnes fancied the idea of marrying an older man, but she always hid her feelings from her mother. Mrs. Bartley did never take her eyes off her daughter and watched them at all times. Mr. Bartley tried to show his support for their daughter, but his wife never paid any attention to him. That looks like a hat, so maybe it could be a man. She always hid her feelings from her mother. So maybe not looking at the mother. I don't think that's it, because the mother would always be looking at the daughter. And that seems like another man. There we go. That's pretty good. I got pizza and ice cream, so that was nice, with Gramps. A compartment is open in the wall. Well, I'm gonna assume that that's the answer to that. We're gonna go on a road trip in a couple weeks. I'm very excited. I know this isn't the way the basement is, I just kind of want to look at this real quick. Okay, so we've got everybody but the peasant woman. This is stressing me out. I wish we could close the grate to the stove. Completely dark in here. I feel a cold draft coming from the front. Don't like this. Oh God. Approaching. Well. Nice knowing y'all. Not sure what else we could have done there. Oh, a lantern. Good. I've fallen through a hole. Where am I? The flow of air is stronger here. It looks like a component of some sort of machine. Maybe I can find out where to use it. A working lantern. Now I can get out of here safely. With all of my broken bones. This part of the tunnel is blocked by a cave-in. The underground tunnel is not accessible from here. I should go back. Oh, thank goodness, a ladder! Can't believe we weren't eaten by a grue. It's a mechanism of some sort. This old furniture has been left here to rot. I don't know what I thought that would do. If we cannot access the tunnel mentioned in Professor Wright's log, how do we find the missing parts of his research? I must talk to Kaufman about this. Oh, come on. I get it. You don't have to do this. I was able to use the key to explore the basement. There's a large hole in the floor. One side of the hole may lead to some sort of tunnel, but it was completely covered in rocks and debris, so I couldn't tell for sure. Covered in debris? It sounded as if the professor succeeded in blocking the entrance to his underground area. It's unfortunate for us. I've made some progress of my own, my friend. I think this could help us delucidate the next step in our research. Is that a very exciting word that I've never heard of before, or is that a... was it supposed to be elucidate? Have a look. Today, a meeting finally took place. You see, Mr. Wright, our organization is keenly interested in your research. We could reach an agreement to this project. But first we need to know the details. I understand. The main factor is the condition of the test subject. How open is he to suggestion? As you know, only the human mind can open a physical passage to the other side. Ah, alright. Obsolete form. Interesting. Well, I guess I can't make fun of it then. So a complete absolute darkness will be required for the experience to result. A secluded place, completely isolated. A place that can only bring thoughts of what may be hiding in the dark. I have the perfect location in mind. But in total darkness and seclusion, how could the result of the experiment be studied or confirmed? Well, that's precisely where your organization can provide help. I've designed a special device that would allow me to listen from a safe distance, but I lack the means to manufacture it myself. That we could arrange. But there's one last thing I'd like to know. How would the experience be triggered? By means of a chemical compound of some kind? Do you mean a serum? Not at all. That would be no elegance whatsoever. The trigger is the mind itself, the emotion known as terror. The primal fear that still survives in the depths of our mind from the times humans were mere beasts. That which allows us to open a physical passage beyond the veil of rational thought. Primal terror is the key that we will use to open the last door. Hey, they said the name. Could this organization be the Playwright? It may be, my friend. If so, then we are closer to the truth than we thought. But in this room, I've been able to find only some fragments of information, discarded material. It looks as if the main bulk of documents were moved from this room and hidden somewhere else. The basement tunnel. That seems the most reasonable conclusion. But access to that place is lost, is it not? The entrance was sealed. There may be another access that we do not know about. If we could find and use the device that the professor mentions in his log, I believe we could shed some light on this matter. The entrance to the underground tunnel was sealed. What should we do now? Yeah, I get it. Upstairs! Still don't know what the deal with the birds is. This sound. Do my ears deceive me? Is that a piano melody? Ugh. I can't do anything without Kaufman wiping my butthole for me! Not to state the obvious, but it sounds as if someone is still down there, playing the piano of all things. But how is that even remotely possible? I don't know, but that means something important to us. It means there's another entrance to the underground tunnel, and that we must find it. But we've run out of leads. You didn't find anything of use in the archive, and Professor Wright continues to mutter incoherently about childhood memories. You must hypnotize the professor, my love friend, my lovely friend. We're running out of options. This might be the only way to find the answers we seek. Look at this candle. Fix your eyes upon it. Your body is as light as a feather. That is a good point, Gremlin. Everything around you fades. You're entering a dark, endless void. Listen to my voice. Where are you now? Or where are you? A great number of trees surround me. The sun is setting soon. I can go north and west. I stand beside a waterfall. It's not water that falls, but mud and rock from a great height. They fall and fall into a bottomless abyss. Behind the waterfall to the east, there lies a tunnel. To the west, I see the edge of the forest. I don't know. Should I have gone west first? I am in a dark tunnel. Oscar is here as well. He's upset. He yells at me. He begs me to stop. The tunnel divides into many passages. I can go north, south, and west. I'm in a large open space with a piano. Something stands next to the piano. I can't see it clearly. Its face. The tunnel stretches into the dark. I wonder if this would have been different if I made other choices. It's a very small room. In the center lies a deep pit. A ladder goes down. It's so dark. Down there it lies. It waits. I will not continue. I must go back. I cannot. I can hear it with me. Its breath. Dear God, I must flee. You must continue. It waits for me. It waits down there. I've gone down the ladder. I cannot see. It's pitch dark. I can feel its breath. It's here. It's with me. Enough. We went too far, my friend. You're right, I didn't think you would react this way. You did well by stopping the trance, Kaufman. I think it would be best if we leave it for today. Let's return to the inn. Reflect tonight on what we've witnessed here. Tomorrow, let's discuss the next day's steps in our investigation. Oh, sorry. Gruesome. Thank you. Kaufman, are you all right? Worry not, Wakefield. I'm just feeling a bit feeble. Must be all this cold and humidity. Nothing serious. I'd like to know your opinion about what we heard during yesterday's session. Do you remember anything that could help us in our search? I believe that this underground tunnel has left a deep impression on Professor Wright's subconscious. I agree. The horror he experienced at the end of the session was far too intense to derive solely from his imagination. It speaks of some trauma. The sea was a recurring theme during the hypnotic regression. Yes, it's true. Maybe the entrance to this tunnel is somewhere closer to the coast. Throughout the trance, he saw an unknown figure with no visible face. The floating body in the water, the person near the rocks, the one beside the piano. I'm sorry, did we miss all of those things? I'm confused. Yes, indeed, but I'm afraid it's too soon to unveil the true meaning of those images. Professor Wright mentioned a man that shouted at him near the entrance to the tunnel, begging him not to continue. I cannot remember his name. Very good! It was Oscar. We should attempt to find him. He may know something about Professor Wright's fears. If we can find this man, I'm sure we'll shed some light upon the mystery. Why don't you go to the village and try to find something out about Oscar? My apologies, but I must stay here and recover my strength. What if I wanna check the inn? I should respect Kaufman's privacy. No. An ugly painting. It's still snowing. Damn. The Fisherman's Lodge. Is this the inn? No. Oh, different. You cannot cross the sea by merely standing. An old poster of a local traditional sport. Old pictures of the village's inhabitants. A wheel taken from the helm of a ship. Perhaps a trinket from the owner's days as the ship's helmsman. Bottles of rum, dark beer, and a couple taps of pale ale. This lady is dressed rather elegantly for someone who came to drink in a place like this. Good morning. Let me drink in peace. Are you a ship captain? Why? What is it to you? Do I look like a captain? Your 3 earrings. You've doubled the 3 capes, is that right? Indeed I have. Good Hope, Lewin, and Horn. Therefore I hold the right to stand before kings and piss against the wind. If I dies in the sea, these 3 rings will pay my wake. But no, that'll not happen now. Do you mean you'll not set sail again? I love the sea more than anything. It's my passion, my freedom, and my life. But there are many things about him that we do not know. There are, far from the coast, in the deep dark, things we're still unprepared to behold. Believe me, those things await deep down. Have you seen any of those things? No, but you may have heard of 1 or 2 stories the fishermen tell about things seen out there. It's naught but tales for young uns, merely superstition from men too cowardly to face the dark. Any good seaman knows that in the strong wind a stretched rope can shake and sing. I myself have mistaken such keening for the wail of a child, but there was one time where it was nothing of the sort. Then the sea howled. It was not thunder, not a strong wave clashing with my ship, no. It was like a voice. It spoke to me in a language that I cannot describe. A sound muttered by a living something, a call unlike anything I had heard before, and I understood. What did you understand? I understood there was no more freedom for me, that the sea now had other lords, and whoever they were, I did know they would not share it. What happened then? As I navigated back to shore, I lost control of my ship in a great storm. The rocks of the cliff did the rest. I don't know where the remains of my dear Augustine ended up with the passing of the years and tides. I looked for them once, for many moons, but all I found was this bar in the bottom of an empty glass. I've never returned to the shore since. May she forgive me. Leave me be. You have the gratitude of me and my whiskey. All that blathering worked up a right sore thirst. I like the walking around a house better than I like the talking to people. The 2 fishermen have just given me a suspicious look. Good morning. You want a drink? What's with that man in the corner? Fred? You can ignore him. He's a sad, lonely drunk. Do you know a man called Oscar? You mean Father Oscar? You can find him at the church when he's not in here. It's right outside. Have you ever met Professor Wright? The professor? Sure. Saw him every other day as a young'un. Always involved in the village. He was a la-di-da, right, but folk respected him. He got stuck in. Didn't last, though. Shut himself away, started getting visitors from out of town. He stopped coming to the village eventually. Last I heard, he'd gone crazy. None of us know for sure, though. Been years since I saw him. Oh yeah, no, I like that they tried to do something different, absolutely. I'm just a loner that wants to solve puzzles by myself. I don't want to talk to others. Well, I missed like half of his dialogue. That's a bummer. Excuse me, are you spying on me? Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to. You're not from these parts, are you? No, I'm just passing through. Are you all right? Yes. Could you do me a favor? For a long time, I've wanted to visit the tomb of my lover, but I cannot leave the house due to my illness. Could you please leave these flowers there? No one in the village will do this service for me. Okay, where? Oh, you could not know how grateful I am. You're a good, kind person. You can go to the graveyard through that path right there. The name you need to look for is Carter. He does, yeah. He has one friend. At least Kaufman calls him friend, so that counts. Oh, don't put it like that. It sounds so terrible. I just watch folk passing by. I cannot leave the house, so I spend my days at the windows. It's awful interesting. You learn a lot about this people this way, you know? Really? What can you tell me about myself? I've only observed you for a while, but I can tell you're on an important mission, looking for someone dear. There's a worry over your shoulders and a long way ahead of you. Well, that was remarkable. I'm frankly astonished. Can you tell me about the barmaid? Eva is a woman with a strong character. Once I saw her kick out a group of drunk sailors from the pub without a doubt. She's in a bad mood lately because business is not what it used to be. She will not leave the village, though, as did the others. Can you tell me about Captain Morville? Poor Fred is always drunk. In the old times, when he was not sailing, he had long walks on the beach and looked happy. But now, rare is the occasion when he gives a quick glance at the coast. He's lost all hope. What can you tell me about Father Oscar? He's a man who's lost his purpose. I see him walking aimlessly in the morning and evening, nervous and doubtful. I should go. Thanks for everything and have a good day. Snow all but covers the window. Evidently no one has been there to clear it in a very long time. It's too frosted over to see inside. Some abandoned wooden planks. Perhaps they're here for the repair of local fishing boats. An old rotting boat rests on the shore. The name Providence is written on the side. An old rusty bronze bell, typical of a seafaring vessel. It's engraved with the name Augustine. Someone may be able to tell me more about it. Well, that's convenient that this was 10 meters away from where this guy was drinking. This old ship is completely wrecked. Far in the distance, I can see a lonely tree bent by the sea wind. I don't understand where she was saying that the graveyard is. Why, that bell is from Augustine! My Augustine! Where on earth did you find it? I found it right here on the beach, right near to the shipwreck. I thought I'd never see it again. I'll clean it and make it shine anew. Wickport Beach? Our beach? Why, I must go. I must see straight away. Oh, to be reunited with my poor Augustine. What will remain of her? No, I dare not go. Oh, but I must. Good day to you, sir. What can you tell me about Captain Morville? Does he come in here often? Oh, well, okay. This isn't the path to the... This is the path away. Yeah. Oh, graveyard. Well, I guess let's check the church. Well... I feel like if we check the church first, it'll be a problem. The door of the Church of Wickport. Oh, good. Then let's go to the graveyard. Rose Carter. Did the other one say anything else? 1840 to 1885. Bury my body with the salted driftwood, with the green seaweeds and the worn-out ropes where I can feel the cold autumn breeze. Farewell to those of you that walk beside my grave. Here I lie, my name written on stone under the sun. Mary Jane Bennett. Do not bring flowers to this place, for rum is all I crave. Now I rest under the same stars I sailed by when alive. Daniel Aberton. There's no name, date, or epitaph on this gravestone. The bells of the church, it seems the priest is calling mass. A windswept old gnarly tree is clinging onto the cliff with what roots remain. Someday it'll fall into the ocean below. Good morning, I'm Dr. Wakefield. You come from the town, don't you? You need an answer, I know by your accent. Be careful around these cliffs. This is no place for tourists. It's hardly a place for anyone now. You best be on your way back. Strange things have been happening here. What do you mean? Seamen and fishermen alike swear to have heard voices in the rising tide. Inhuman screams, some of them say. And there are some who claim to have witnessed ungodly things in the dead of night. I once saw a ghastly thing crawling out there amongst the rocks. People have heard screams coming from the sea? Bloody drunks. They say the sea howls at them as if that was something new. That thing, the one you saw on the rocks, can you tell me more about it? A late night it was, me and my boat. Fishin', that's when I gets the best catch. Then I saw it. Not under the water, as others say. It was on a rock, perched there like it was smelling for something. The shape of it, like nothing I ever saw before. Not walking on the earth nor swimming in the sea. The thing was big and hunched over like a crouching man. The way it moved, it made my flesh crawl. Whatever it was, the mist itself was an ally, hiding it from my bare eyes and in the end disappearing away altogether. I swear I should see that. Should I see that horror again, I'll take my most vicious harpoon and thrust it so deep in its wretched body that they'll have to bury them together. So what are you doing up here? I come here when I can, to watch the shore, just in case that thing comes back. The mist down there is just too thick. I can see better from here, even if my eyes are not what they used to be. Damn it, if I could somehow regain my once sharp eyesight again. If some young man could just bring me some glasses. By God, I would impale that abomination for sure. Sharp rocks peek out from beneath the waves. There must be a treacherous waters to sail. That's not where I wanted to go. Timing-based missable? Oh, I don't like that. I'm probably gonna miss it. Watch out when I go back to the beach. Okay. Should I go back to the beach now? Neither the cracks in your hull nor your flaking paint, none of it matters. You're beautiful as ever, Augustine. Today we'll watch the sunset together. Good sir, I cannot put into words what a great service you've rendered this drunken knave. Just as you, a stranger, have brought me back to my lost treasure, may this old sailor's spyglass in whatever way it can help light the way to yours. Take it. It's a gift from the heart. Go back to the entrance and stop there? Shit, okay. Damn. What was it? Oh, shit. Damn it. That sucks. A confessional. So Wickport serves a Catholic congregation. Good morning. Good morning, my son. Father, why has nobody come to the Mass? The village has seen bleak times. Many have left and the rest have lost their faith. Every day I ring the bells, but no one answers. May God have mercy on their souls. Why do you suppose that is? I couldn't say. The mist that shrouds this coast and the shapes that swirl within have long been a source of hearsay. But lately the stories people tell are not of pirates and smugglers, but of something more sinister. Oh, damn it. That sucks. Some say the devil himself has come to our shore. It's a rumor I dare not disregard. Are you personally acquainted with Professor Wright? Why, yes, of course. Adam was... Rather, it's not merely a parishioner, but one of my closest friends. Since our youth, we enjoyed many scholarly but sometimes quite fervent discussions, he being an anthropologist and myself a theologian, that is, until he fell ill. But since he is like that, I have not visited him. Wait a moment, please. I need to ask for a small favor. Please give this to Adam. I don't know if it'll mean anything to him now, but it'll bring peace to my soul if there's some token of our friendship resting by his side. A humble altar made out of unadorned marble. This neglected and decaying cross reflects the faith of the villagers all too well. The window has been boarded up. Picture of two young men. They could be Professor Wright and Father Oscar. Bummer. I've left the flowers on your lover's grave as you asked. Thank you so much. I am in your debt. Do you happen to know a man? Oh. He's a, yeah, we talked about that already. I should go. Would this help you watch the shore? Why, it's old to be sure, but this telescope has been patched up to a rare beauty. You have my thanks, stranger, I'm indebted. Oh, what's that? On the cliff there, will blow me! But if isn't the Wright's old summer house? I thought it entirely destroyed. Looks like you can get there using the old cliff path. Excuse me, did you say the Wright's summer house? Why, yes, I never saw it myself. I was too young at the time, but everyone round here knows the story well. It was a terrible tragedy, you see. One night there was a landslide just beneath the house. Most of the building fell sheer into the sea, leaving only yonder ruins. Many died, though by a miracle young Master Wright was spared. You can see it from here, look, right on the other side of the beach. Do you see it? I will not waver in my determination to destroy that thing, not while this old body of mine endures. Okay. Don't know which we should go to first. A vertiginous drop. I can see the waves crash relentlessly against the rocks below. These rocks look like the remains of a landslide. The roots of this venerable tree tightly grip the rocks that anchor it against the harsh winds. An empty wardrobe, its wood is rotted from long exposure to the sea air. The foundations of the house are heavily damaged. I must proceed with the utmost care. It could collapse at any time. This landscape shows the house as it was before the landslide ruined it. There's a peculiar indentation in the stone. Okay. Okay, how do I leave? There we go. I'm like, where is out? I wonder if I should go back to the inn and check in with What's-His-Nuts. How are you feeling? I'm feeling all right, my friend. Just a bit tired. I discovered that Professor Wright's family once owned a house on the cliffs. According to one of the locals, Professor Wright almost died as a young man when the family's summer home was destroyed by a landslide. A house next to the sea? A landslide? Begging your pardon, Wakefield, but the answer is obvious, is it not? During a session, the professor said that the entrance to the tunnel was through a waterfall not of water, but of rocks and mud. It's too similar a description to be coincidence. I theorize that the entrance to this tunnel is concealed somewhere in that house. I've discovered the identity of the man we seek. Oscar is the priest of Wicksport Parish. Why don't you go to the church? There you could talk to the priest. I did. Did that. Again? Really? Are you like this? Cage covered with an embroidered cloth. The end of the phrase is written on it, "A visitor will call." There's no bird inside. Coat stand. Simple wooden wardrobe. There's nothing of interest in here. There's a closed chest here. There's a key inside. A yellow key. I don't think there should be anything new down here. I just want to look. Take care, Gremlin. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, so that's all that is. Shit. I hate how slow we walk in the dark. Sprint, my dude. You're fine. I already fell down a hole. You didn't break anything doing that, you're gonna be fine. I know, I love it. I'm so sad that we're almost over the hump already. I love it when it's still like 9 and there's light out. The fire is out. How did this happen? I thought that was the front door. Oh, did I just only click on it once and then I didn't open it? Like a big dumb person? Professor Wright is not here. There's an open book on the floor. Book of Birds. It's a compilation of legends relating to birds. Some of the text has been marked. The birds were traveling to meet their king when they reached a crossroads. The wretched crow tried to lead them astray and onto the path of mists. Many birds followed after him and were lost forever beyond that veil. Only the wisdom of the crested hoopoe and the prudence of the red-feathered robin could lead the remaining 28 back onto the path of righteousness. Ever since, the birds have sung their praise, for without the hoopoe and the robin, silence would have fallen forever. Ah, so we only need 2 covers. Professor writes dressing gown and slippers. Still snowing outside. Let's check the secret room in the attic real quick. Just to... Central statue is standing with its arms open. The device is silent. Okay, back to the bird room. Bird room. Oh, fucking hell. Alright. The robin and the crested hoopoe. I think this is a crested... feathered crest. Black with a yellow beak. Gray breast and brown wings. That might be a female, but that's probably not this complicated. Pale brown breast. Yellowish brown feathers. This one's the crow, I think. Although black head and orange breast. Is it this one? All the birds have suddenly stopped their chittering. Sounds as if there's someone at the door. The door has been opened. Dreadful music. A clay vessel held by the statue is now broken into many pieces. There's an object among them. It must have been hidden inside. Looks like a compass. It must be broken since it doesn't point north. A strange device. It can't be a compass because it doesn't point north, but to seemingly random directions. Only the pieces of the broken vessel remain. The central statue has shifted its position and the clay vessel has fallen to the ground. When the four remove their masks of lies, the path to the grave will be cleared. Well, it's not the shape of the thing that was in the indentation there. But I don't think there's anything else here that we need to manipulate. Oh god, Mr. Wright! There's a thin layer of dust on the coat rack, but not on the coat. A few books on classical literature. A cheerful scene that would have lifted my heart on any other day. It stands in stark contrast to the tragedy that has befallen this house. An old wardrobe. The window is open. A cold wind blows into the room. This poor man. It looks as if his heart gave out on him. His eyes, my god, they're fixed with an expression of utmost terror. Let me see. His fists are clenched. He's holding on to something. It's some kind of stone figurine. He's holding it tightly as if he were protecting it from someone. The figurine is beautifully carved, but it appears to be one half of a larger artifact. What's happened to him? I've seen death before, but never has a body left me so ill at ease. I'm trembling. This is serious. I must break the news to Kaufman, and of course the local authorities will have to be informed. Ow! Kaufman's dead! Don't worry, I've given him a mild sedative. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Armitage. The innkeeper called me because he was worried about your friend. Pleased to meet you. I'm Dr. Wakefield. What are Kaufman's symptoms? Strong coughing, general feebleness, dizziness. It's too soon yet for a diagnosis. Could be COVID. But the sudden onset and severity of his symptoms is certainly a concern. He must be monitored for the next few hours at least. Don't worry, Dr. Wakefield. I'll remain here and take care of your friend. Kaufman's asleep. He breathes heavily and looks very pale. Compass points to this grave? It's logical. There's something buried here. An engraved stone. It seems to be only one half of a larger statuette. Joined together, the two pieces form an intricately carved figurine or idol. It's ancient without any doubt. Or it's ancient without a doubt. I wonder if our friend, buddy, pal here has met his sea monster. G-R-A-V-E-D-I-G-G-I-N-G. Thank you. Nope. Nothing new. I'm surprised we still have the bird book. It's triggered some secret mechanism. There's a passage behind the fireplace. It seems to lead into the cliff. This must be the entrance to the underground tunnel. I must go on. There's a note on the floor. Whatever you find down here, do not stop. Don't stop, Daddy. Butthole. The hole goes deep into the wall of the cave. Oh, it's up there. Okay. It's some viscous substance. It could be some kind of fungus, or maybe the decomposed remains of an animal. Gonna step on it. This part of the cave is blocked by a cave-in. Oh boy. These are human remains. The flesh is gone, but the bones look undisturbed. How long have they lain here? Why on earth did Professor Wright not alert the authorities? I must press on. What possible research could have led to this? I feel like I missed some other paths. We walk so slow in the dark. Fuck. That's probably her lover, isn't it? Nice. Love it. There's a strange metal device hanging from the ceiling. Didn't we see another one of those somewhere? Like in a previous episode or something. There's a grand piano placed in the middle of the room. Oh, the start of the episode. Yeah, you're right. Makes sense. Oh god, I'm already lost. The drawing represents a human figure stepping through some sort of archway or door. Dino, no. What is this place? A strange machine. It doesn't seem to be working anymore. There's a note on the floor. Who is gone will be back, not the same, but somehow changed, because that which lurks behind the door waits, and no one that has crossed through can hope to escape its blessing. I must tell Kaufman about all this. These clothes are torn down to unrecognizable shreds. There's a tag in here with two initials, H.A. There's a large archway carved on the stone wall of the cave. Fuck do I get out of here to tell Kaufman shit? What was that? Part of the wall's stones seemed to have dislodged from it, leaving behind a large, dark hole. Nice. Ooh, that was good. The adventure continues in episode 3. Nice. Oh man, these are just so juicy. Do you guys think we're dead? Do you think that path description by Basement Crusader? Oh, I see. Interesting. Got to write some of the descriptors. Neat, neat, neat. You think he'll survive? I don't know. I mean, we already lost what's-his-face. I think I'm gonna leave it here for tonight, and then next time we'll probably do the last two. I think there's 4, so I think we'll do the last 2 next time. I am just pooped today, guys. I'm just absolutely pooped. So I think I'm going to take this opportunity to actually send you guys to Mischief and Mice who are playing Minecraft. It's Friday. It's Bee Friday. I'm so excited. I never get to raid them. I'm very excited. So come pop in and say hi with me and throw up some gibs and whatever. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.